A very good evening, students. Okay, students, let me just give you a bit briefing about this workshop. This workshop actually contains majority of the actual CAT questions. We'll discuss those questions and it will provide you an idea that over the past so many years, in every year there has been certain questions which you call as sitters, which could be actually solved without making equations, or even if the equation is to be made, they can be actually solved very easily. So having an idea about this, I think let's start with the questions. So students, I do expect that you all will give a try to every kind of question in a different manner. So here comes the first question. This is the first question here. Just read it and try to answer it. Okay, some of you have started answering this. Some of you have answered. Guys, the simple logic which will work in this case is, see, the question states it becomes rupees 625 in 2 years and rupees 675 in 3 years. Now, knowing the basic principles of compound interest, you all very well know that the difference of 50 rupees, this will be due to what, students? It has to be due to interest earned on rupees 625. Now we know 625, how much is its 1%? It is 6.25. So can you all hear me properly? Guys, so many of you are able to hear me and so many of you are not. Now here, I was just saying that 625 was the amount after 2 years and 1% of that happens to be 6.25. Now we want to see with how much interest it becomes rupees 50. Which is the difference between the two. Now here we know 6.25 should be multiplied by which of the options given to generate 50. I think you very well compare it over here, that 6 8s is 48 and 0.25 into 8 is 2. So that will make the total as 50 and the answer to the question becomes 8%. Is it clear, students? Guys, just tell me how many of you are still facing problem in hearing me properly. Raman, you're not able to hear me? Okay. So some of you were asking to do it again. Students, yeah, I was just saying that the difference of 50 rupees was due to interest earned on rupees 625. Because this is what happens in compound interest. So we just check 625. Its 1% is 6.25. Now 6.25 we need to take how many times to generate the difference of 50 rupees? So students, I think you all can very well see if we multiply this by 8, I am straight away putting options here. 8 6 is 48 and 0.25 into 8 gives us 2 rupees. So that makes a total of 50. So is everybody clear out there? So what we did is we partially applied the logic and partially we put up the choices. Shall we move on to the next question, students? Okay, moving on. This one. Read it and answer it. So 116 teams playing in a knockout format. Yeah guys, what shall be the answer to this? So answer is 115 given by so many students. Neeraj, that will give us the number of rounds if we want to go to, but it is not. 58 I think you want to write. Yeah, that's right. Now students, let's apply one logic over here. One, see, what comes in our mind is usually that here I take 116, then I break it up in two parts, 53, 53. That is, we say 53 matches will take place. Out of those, there will be 53 winners. And then we make it 26, 26, 1 and so on. This one will get by, move on to the next round and so on. I think Pawan will just discuss it. That's true, Raman. See, the whole idea is, I think, let's think about this question in some other manner. Can I say, we just forget the number of rounds or something like that. Can I say there are 116 people in the tournament and we want to decide the winner and a person is thrown out of the tournament only when he loses the game. So, every match throws out one team and we want to throw out 115 teams out of the tournament. Now, whichever round they are out, they will be out as soon as they lose a match. So, in order to throw 115 teams out of the tournament, we need to play 115 matches, students. So that just helps us in forgetting how many rounds will take place, whoever will get a bye and so on. So just apply the logic that no one is out of the tournament unless he or she loses. And we want to let 115 people go out of the tournaments. So we have to play 115 matches. Is it okay, students? And there you generate a standard result that when there are n teams in a knockout tournament, the number of matches played will always be n minus 1 to put it mathematically. So there is no need to do any calculation. Right guys, I think you all have got it. So we move on to the next question. This one. Just read and answer. Yes, students. Just add the two values I underlined by red color. 2 plus 3 makes it 5 oranges. Add the 2 underlined by blue. 3 plus 2 makes it 5 bananas. Add the values given underlined by the green color. 4 plus 1 becomes 5 again. So if we add all that, we basically have 5 oranges, 5 bananas and 5 apples will cost a total of 15 plus 10, that is 25. So what you can conclude, students, over here, that the cost of 1 orange, 1 banana and 1 apple will become 5. So the cost of 3 oranges, 3 bananas and 3 apples will be 15. So students, this is a typical case of a CAT problem wherein we always keep on thinking that there are 3 variables and there are 2 equations, so perhaps the answer is cannot be determined. That may be true when you individually want to find all the values, but as far as a combination of any such value is concerned, don't take CAT for granted on that. This is on what basically they catch you and they make you commit errors on the same. I guess you all are clear. Next is this question, students. Raman, it may not be a unique one. It could be 2 or 3 possibilities also. Maybe the sum and maybe the difference gives you some unique values like that. But as far as all the individual values are concerned, you won't be able to find that. Yes, Avinash, I was answering for the previous one only. It's not that answer will always be 15. Now guys, how to handle this kind of a question which is there in front of you now? No, Raman, if you can find the value, it will not be cannot be determined. Cannot be determined by value means something if you cannot find it. And that is never an individual capability question. It's always a question in terms of the data given. Yes, Sadhvi. So students, don't try these kind of questions algebraically. Now you want to take three numbers A, B and C so that it happens to be equal to 0, their sum. So guys, just try and put some values so that you get it as 0. Maybe you take one of those as 1, take another one as 0 and take the third one as minus. But so many times in this case you make an error. By not taking care of the conditions given. Conditions here are very well specified that A is not equal to B and that is not equal to C. That is, all three values are different. So those who have got the answer, that's good. People who have not, please put up the values and find, and you will get an answer by putting the values for this. The question is asking about the value of this. Then you will take that values and find the answer to be. So the answer in this case comes out to be what, students? So many of you have got it. It is 1 which is given in option number 2. And students, let me tell you, it is not necessary that you need to take these values only. You could have taken some other values as well if you want. For example, you can take it as maybe 2, 1 and minus 3. But the only thing is, the more and more you keep on making these values higher, the complex it becomes for you to find the answer. So without values, it is very difficult to handle, Pankaj. You need to take LCM. Basically, you need to see that there is a symmetry in the problem. And in order to make the symmetry, normally the answer comes as 1 or 0. Normally these are the kind of answers for such questions. But the best one is you take up the values, keeping in mind the conditions, and you will be able to answer it. So moving on, students. Answer this question. It's a pretty good question. Now guys, here what AB will become. AB is given to be the diameter, radius is given to be 6.5. So what shall be the value of AB over here? It will be 13. Now AC is given to be 5. Can I say this angle will be 90 degrees, students? The angles which are made in a semicircle are always 90. And it's a Pythagorean triplet, very famous Pythagorean triplets. So what will become with the value of BC over here? It will be 12. So the area will be half into base into height, and answer will come out to be 30. Right, students? Vipin, wishing is alright, but every wish is not completed. Okay, students, at the same time, let's just revise a few of the Pythagorean triplets. You all know the famous ones are 3, 4, 5, this one, 5, 12, 13. Any other triplet? 7, 24, 25. 8, 15, 17. Avinash, 6 is 8, 10 is just the double of 3, 4 and 5. Yeah, that's good, Himanshu. 20, 21, 29 and so on. That's right, Mohit as well. So students, these are the Pythagorean triplets which you should always keep in mind, and they do help you in so many geometry questions. Lavani, that is also a triplet. That's good. So moving on to the next question. Answer this. So students, it's a simple question. You all have got by now. See, when a fraction becomes natural or integer if nothing is left in the denominator. So your whole objective is to cancel this n given in the denominator. Now there is n in the first term of the numerator, there is n in the second term of the numerator, and then there is 6. Now in order to cancel n could be anything which divides 6. Only then you can be sure of that nothing will be left over in the denominator. So that means n can take any value which is a factor of 6. So 1, 2, 3 and 6. These 4 values could be the possible values of n. So the answer to the question happens to be third option, which is 4. Right, students? So moving on. This one. Just have a look at the last question. See, in order to make any fraction an integer, you should be able to cancel the value given in the denominator. So in the denominator, you can see there is n. In the numerator, first term has an n, second term has an n, but the third term is only 6. So that means n can take any possible value which is a factor of 6. Only then you can say that it will become an integer. So the factors of 6 we noted down. These are 1, 2, 3 and 6. So there are 4 such values. In the meantime, some of you have answered this next question as well. There are 2 positive integers such that their product is 64. Which of the following cannot be the value of p plus q? So there's a question obviously that needs to be done by way of options, because the question itself is specifying which of the following. So could their sum be 20 by applying which 2 values? 16 and 4. It could be 65 by taking the values as 64 and 1. It can be 16 by taking the value as 8 and 8. But their sum cannot be 32. So the answer to this will become 35, which is given in the 4th option. Right, students, you all have got it? Simple question. Moving on. Yeah, answer this question, students. Yes, students. So are you able to understand this? Now simply because if you just take D or you just take AC as the diameter of this and you try to draw a circle, just try and understand that angle B is given to be 90 degrees. So if angle B is given to be 90 degrees, which part of the circle has a right angle in between? It's always a semicircle. So it's always a semicircle and D is given to be the midpoint. So AD and DC are equal. That means AD as well as DC, they both are radii of the circle. Similarly, even BD will become a radii of the same circle. So the length of BD will be equal to the radius, students, which will be 3. 6 is given to be the diameter, so 3 will become the radius. Raman, I just said that if you try and draw a circle and try to cover A and C as the 2 points which is being covered by the circle, then you can just put up this theorem, yes, that there is a right angle in between. And right angle is always drawn in case of a semicircle. So this means AC becomes the diameter, AD or DC become the radius. So even BD becomes the radius of this circle. Guys, I guess you all have got it. Yeah, I think that makes it the best one, that you need not do anything in order to answer this. Yeah, it will work, Nitin, because it's a question based on that very property. Yes, Raman. It's a property, yeah. Okay, moving on, students. This question, a wonderful question. It's again an actual CAT question. Read and answer. So this is the best method. Basically, this is a method on which this question is actually based. And there was nothing complex in this. Yeah. Let's try this question, students. Yes, students. What comes out to be the answers over here? First option 4. So first option 4 seems to be the answer. Let's learn it. Now students, there are two ways to approach this. One, because the area of two circles are given to be 153 pi, we know pi r square is the area. So this means the sum of two squares has to be 153. So students, firstly, I guess knowing the squares of the numbers maybe up to 20 or 30, at random you can start putting up the values, because at the most you know there are squares up to 12. So maybe you start with the lowest possible value, say taking 1, 2, 3. Very soon you will reach over here that 12 square plus 3 square is equal to 153. So that could be one way to answer this, wherein you don't use the second value given at all. In this approach, we are not using at all the second information given. Yeah, Sadhvi, can't you hear me? Okay, now the second approach could be, students, just have a look over here. The sum of radii is given to be 15, and you have to find the ratio of larger to the smaller radii. Students, the options are very clearly telling you that one of the radii has to be a multiple of the other one. Now, taking the options one by one, students, let me start with the wrong option. Say I take this value to be 5. Now, students, you have to believe on your gut feeling. If one portion happens to be 5, other happens to be 1, should you be saying that the sum of the ratios becomes 6? But 15 is not a multiple of 6, so there is no possibility of this being an answer. Taking this option, 3:1, that tells us that the sum of ratios has to be a multiple of 4. 15 is not, so even can't be answer in this case. Taking this option, 2:1, this tells you that it has to be a multiple of 3. 15 is, so we place up the values as 10 and 5. And when we find the squares, we check this is not equal to 153. So this becomes wrong. Similarly, students, if you try this fourth option, which says 4:1, that gives you the values as 12 and 3, because 4:1 tells you it has to be a multiple of 5 and 15 is. So you put up the values as 12 and 3. Now here I tried the fourth option and it is satisfying, and it has to, because there are 4 options and we have already negated the 3 other options. So students, it's a very good technique which normally helps wherever you see that the numbers are given in the form of integers or the options are indicating that one is a direct multiple of the other. Shall I take in you all have got the second method as well? Okay, students, so answer happens to be choice number 1. Okay, students, this question. Sadhvi, I found the values to be 10 and 5, and then we verified square of 10 and square of 5. They don't add up to 153. Their sum is 125. So we rejected that. Yeah, guys, answer this question. Okay, students, just have a look over here. Again, there are 2 ways to answer this. One is taking an equation here. If the smallest number is p, the second will be p plus 2 and the third will be p plus 4. Then he has given an equation that 3 times p is 3 less than 2 times r. What is the value of r as per our values in terms of equation? This is this. Now 3 less than that shall give you the value of p. So you can solve this equation here and find the answer. That is one approach, students. Students, let me tell you here what sometimes the CAT people do, as in this case. See, the examiners do make even the wrong options very smartly. What I want to say over here is, just have a look at the first 3 options given. They are 5, 7 and 9, a difference of 2 each, or 3 consecutive odd numbers. See, seeing this, you should be very clear at the same time that there is a strong possibility that either 5, 7 and 9 are the 3 numbers, or seven, 9 and 11 are the 3 numbers. So students, what I want to emphasize over here is that even the wrong options are made very smartly in case of a cat kind of a paper. So you could have seen over here putting the values as 5, 7 and 9, or checking the other values. You need to check one of the others. One of the two values you need to check. Say if you check the second scenario first. How much is 3 times 7? It is 21. How much is 2 times r? It is 22. Now, is it 3 less than that? No. So, it gets rejected. Putting up the second case, how much is 3 times 5? It is 15. How much is 2 times 9? It is 18. Is it 3 less than that? Yes. So students, in that case, we just ignore making the equations, just put up the options and we get the answer. And let me tell you, so many times in the actual CAT paper, the options are given like that. Should I take it that you all have got it? Yeah, it could be, Monica. The question can be of any type. But again, when 3 such values are given, very high probability the examiner may put all the values in the options. Okay, students, next question. This one, a very good question. Read it and try to answer it. So students, just think it very simple. He has very well specified in the very first line, it is 2% more than the inflation rate. Okay guys, now seeing this, inflation rate is 8% and rate of increase of sugar is 2% more than that. So what becomes the growth rate for increase of sugar? It becomes 10%. Now after 10%, students, I think there are two ways to handle it further. One, the rate is given to be 20. How much is 10% of 20? This is 2, and rate becomes 22 at the end of the first year. And how much is 10% of 22? We can answer that without writing. It will be 2.2, or the growth rate becomes 24.2. So the answer becomes option number 3, students. That's right, Sadhvi. And students, another approach that you could have applied over here is that we know that anything is increased by 10%, it becomes 1.1. With two such increases, it becomes 1.21. And mind that whenever you use this decimals, students, in that case original is always treated as 1. So that is, if your original value is 1, it becomes 1.21. So if your original value is 20, this will become how much? It will be 2420, and then you place decimals leaving two places, our answer becomes 24.2. Now this is up to you, students, which method you prefer. I personally feel when the year or the sum given is very rounded off and the years are up to 2 in number, the first method you can always apply. But both the methods are pretty okay here because the question is actually simple. So we are moving on, students. Read and answer this wonderful question. All of you must try this. Keep trying. Yes, students. Ganesh, the question just specifies that you have a circle and therein you draw a polygon. Now in this case, a polygon can have any number of sides. So one simple thing that you should always keep in mind, students, that any polygon which is being drawn inside the circle will always have a perimeter which is lesser than the circumference of the circle. I think you all can be clear here, students. That if I take the middle circle in the consideration, anything which you draw within this circle, which is being circumscribed by this circle, will have a perimeter which is lesser than the circle, and anything which circumscribes a circle will have a perimeter greater than the circumference of the circle. Are you getting that, students? The blue polygon that I am drawing inside will always have a perimeter lesser than the circle, and the red one which I have drawn outside will always have perimeter which is greater than the circle. Right, students? Now here, irrespective of the number of sides you have, can you say that the given expression can be written as L113 by L217 plus 2 pi divided by L217. Now students, mind it that L1 are the ones which are circumscribing the circle and L2 are the ones which are inscribed in the circle. Now we know this is outside, this is inside. So this fraction will be greater than 1 because L113 will be greater than L217 in any case. Similarly, 2 pi, now radius is given to be 1. So 2 pi happens to be the circumference of the circle and this happens to be something inside the circle. So even this fraction will be greater than 1. So what shall become the answer in totality, students? It will be overall, this expression will be greater than 2. So the answer to this question becomes choice number 3. Okay, students. So you need not to take. See, L113 is a figure which is drawn outside the circle, Sahil. And L2 is the one which is inscribed in the circle. Rachna, the polygon inside is less than the circle and the polygon outside is greater than the circle. Now L1 are the ones which are made outside and L2 are the ones which are made inside. So inside is, that doesn't make any difference, Sahil. See, even if I draw 2 lines or 3 lines, but they are circumscribing the circle, their circumference will be, their perimeter will be more than the circle. Even then the answer would remain same, Raman. Whatever number of sides you have, if it is inside the circle, my dear, it is bound to have a perimeter lesser than the circle. Right? Okay guys, I guess you all have got it. Now this is a typical CAT question. If you keep on finding the values, you may consume as much time as you want. So moving on to the next question. Okay, let's pace up, students. This one, another very good CAT question. Around 80% who answered, they are answering it 3. And let me tell you guys here that 3 is actually a wrong answer. The answer is option number 4. See guys, there are 2 ways to approach this. Rather, the better one is through options only. One is It's at 6-meter intervals. Five less than required. Eight meters apart. Just sufficient. Now students, first of all, because he has to place it at end, so 6 and 8 are given to be the gaps that he is using in. So students, the multiple of 6 and 8, now two of the options are having 100 as the distance and two of the options are having 120, and the multiples of 6 and 8 is only 120 out of that. And very importantly students, when you take a gap of 6 meters each, you have a total of 20 gaps. I just said, Sadhvi, that you need to take at a distance of 6 meters or 8 meters. Now 100 is neither divisible by 6 nor by 8. So we take the side of the property which is a multiple of 6 as well as 8, which is 120 given in two of the options. So when I take the gaps to be of 6 meters each, the number of gaps happens to be 20. And students, I think you all shall be very clear, in order to fill 20 gaps, how many poles are required? They are not 20, but they are 21. Right? And now verify this with the help of second statement. If you have 120 gaps, 120 length, and you have a gap of 8 each, how many gaps will be there, students? It will be 15. And how many poles are required for 15 gaps? It will be 16. And the question very well specifies that they are just as sufficient as possible. So if they are just as sufficient as possible, students, so you will not have 15 poles, rather you will have 16 poles. Now just keep that thing in mind. I think you all are clear. Why do we have one pole extra? Anshul, just have a look if you are not clear about the same. Say, you have a gap of 6 each. So this is 0, 6, 12 and 18. Now I take a distance of 18 where you have 3 gaps. And just have a look over there, how many poles have been placed. When the gap is 3, we needed 4 poles. The number of poles are always one more than the number of gaps based on that concept only. Right, students? So the answer to this question will become fourth option, 120, 16. Okay, moving on, students. This one. Answer this question, a good one. Two ways to answer this. If the number was x, she was supposed to find 35x, but she found 53x. So her answer will be more by 18x, which is given to be 540, students. So x happens to be equal to 30. And the question is asking what is the increased product. So 30 into 53 will give us 1593. 0. An easy question, students. Any doubt to anybody out there? Students, even in this case, you all could have seen, just for your reference only, that he has given 1590 and 1050 as both in the options. This is the right product and this is the product obtained. And you could have very well seen here that there is a gap of 540 between them. So this is what you want and this is what has been obtained. Okay, students, moving on. This question, a very good learning out of it, students. I am giving 1 minute you to think about it. That's true, Raman. Ganesh, it has to be a multiple of 35, not 53. Yes, Ganesh, you can eliminate. I was just telling you to correlate the two options given. Okay, guys, focus on this question in front of you. Yeah, it's not little, it has to be Jaspal there. Okay, students, let's discuss it. See, I want to make you something very good to be learned out of this question. Just try to learn the method of applying the ratios so that you can actually make the question look simple. I think most of you are making here the equations, and if you are doing it that way, please check it for yourself. You might have taken one full page to write the three very big equations you make in this case. Students, let's solve this question logically and forget any mathematics which is involved over here. I'll solve the first part and rest you all will do. See, Mayank pays half of all others. Can I say so? Now, when do you make that anything's half taking is easy? It's only when the other thing happens to be a multiple of 2. So guys, let me think over here that others are actually 2x, so that I can say that m happens to be x. What does that make the relation of m as compared to the total? M paid x, others paid 2x. So can you say m pays 1/3 of the total? And how much is 1/3 of 60? That is 20 rupees what m will be paying, students. Is all of you clear about this point? Be clear about this, and then there is fun in moving on further. Sadhvi, I just said m pays half of what all others pay. So just in order to make it half, I take all others to be 2x. So that m is x. M is x, others are 2x, so total is 3x. So m is 1/3 of the total. And guys, moving on, Mirza paid 1/3 of what all others. Sorry. Mayank pays half and Mirza pays 1/3. So guys, what we should do over here? Let's take others as 3y, so that Mirza, which I take it as MZ, pays y. Right guys? Now Mirza pays y, others pay 3y. So how much Mirza pays out of total? That's right, Ganesh. So Mirza pays 15 rupees. Mayank pays 20 and Mirza pays 15. And now you all will find it for little. Tell me what you need to do in this case. Little is 1/5 of all others. So let others be 5z. Little is z. So little is 1/6 of the total, guys. So what little happens to be in terms of value? It happens to be 10 rupees. So how much those three have paid? 20 plus 15 plus 10 is equal to 45 rupees. So how much is left over for Jaspal, guys? For Jaspal, it will become 15 rupees. Yeah, Sadhvi, I think wherever the question defines the relation of one in terms of others, this is a wonderful method. It can actually make your question be solved very quickly. So should I take it you all have got it, students? Okay, moving on. This one, just answer this. Now guys, because they are moving towards each other, just have a look at their relative speed. They are moving in the opposite directions towards each other. Their relative speed becomes 15 kilometers an hour. Now the question is, before they collide, how much gap will be there 1 minute before that? That is the distance that's recovered in 1 minute will be the distance between them 1 minute before they collide. So in 60 minutes they cover 15. In 1 minute they cover 1/4 of a kilometer. So 1/4 of a kilometer, answer becomes choice number 3. There is nothing which is left in this case, students. So just solve it and answer it. Okay, moving on. Answer this question, students. It's a simple question, students. Yes. Putting up the values over there or just having a look over there, you can see the first option is actually positive. The third option is actually positive. The fourth option is actually positive. The second one is the only one which is actually negative. Because the second one is the only one negative, so this by definition will have the smallest value. So second option is the answer. Guys, let me tell you, even this is an actual CAT question, year 2006. Moving on. this question? A very good one. Answer it. Answer is none of these, is it? The third last question for the day, students. No, try to understand the logic here, students. Though the question doesn't specify, but in the actual there is no need for the same. Students, let me tell you, see, the best way to answer such questions is always moving backwards. Just think about the third watchman. See, he gives somebody half, then two more, half of the diamonds he had at that time, and finally he is left over with 3 diamonds. Think about it, students. See, whenever you want to move or solve the question backwards, see, just start it in the reverse one, reverse process. See, this 3 is the end that he has. What he did immediately before that? He paid those 2 diamonds over here. So this means before paying those 2 diamonds, he must be having 5 diamonds here. Now he was having 5 diamonds when he has just given him half of the diamonds. So if you give somebody half, you are left with the other half. So this means what is the number of diamonds he had before this stage? It has to be twice of 5, which is 10. Any problem in reaching to this point, students? No? So basically you can recheck for 10 if you want. Half of 10 is 5. So he gave him 5 and then 2 more diamonds. So in short he gives him 7 and he himself ends with 3. Now do the same process 2 more times, students. Before 10 he must be having 10 plus 2, 12. And before that, double of that, 24. Now for the first person he must be having 2 diamonds more, 26, and then double of that, it will be 52. So he started with 52 diamonds, students. Raman, I just said you start with the end process. In the last he has 3 diamonds. Immediately before that he has given 2 diamonds. Take it back. So he must be having 5 at this stage. At this stage when he has just given him half of the diamonds. If you give somebody half, you are left with the other half. So double of that, it was 10. Now just do the process 2 more times. Plus 2 and then double it. Then plus 2 and then again double it. Right, guys? So in total he was starting with 52 diamonds. It will be option number 4. Okay guys, moving on. Answer this. Second last question for the day. That is very good logic, Praveen. Yeah, that's true. You all, I think, should be able to get the logic here, guys. We want to take a number between 12 and 40 inclusive so that it is product of all those, that is the factorial of that number less than 1 by that, will not be divisible by itself. That will only and only happens when n is a prime number. See, prime number is such a number which is not divisible by any of the numbers below it, and this is what you are taking here. Now, which are the prime numbers between 12 and 40 inclusive, students? 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31 and 37. So there are 7 such numbers, students. Yeah, this last question, students. Solve it and answer it. Think about it, students. That's good, Himanshu. Okay, let me discuss it here, students. See, in how many ways you can choose a white square? You can choose a white square in 32 ways. There are 32 white squares and there are 32 black squares. Now, if I choose, say, this white square, then which are the black squares I cannot choose in this case, students? There are 4 black squares in the same row and there are 4 black squares in the same column. So I cannot choose those 8 black square, students. Rest any of the 24 we can easily choose. So the total number of ways you can choose that, you can answer the question here. The unit digit of the answer has to be 4 2s the 8. And there is one such option only which has 8 over there. So 8 shall become your answer. Sorry, 768. The options which contains 8 at the unit digit will become your answer. Bishal Sadhvi, I just said you can choose a white square in 32 ways. There are 32 white squares. And whichever white square you choose, there are 4 black squares in the same row and there are 4 black squares in the same column. So leaving those 8 out of 32, that is any one of the remaining 24 can be chosen. So answer will become 32 into 24, which is 768. Right, guys? Yeah, thank you so much, students. Hope to see you again soon in some other interesting sessions. Thank you so much.